This recording is about how to add schedules to your site. When you log in, you'll be on your dashboard. I'm going to go into the section that I want to create a schedule for. In this case, I'm going to use Varsity. I'll go down to Schedule/Results. And as you can see, I don't have any schedules yet. So I'll go ahead and create my first schedule. And when I click on Create My First Schedule, I'm brought to a screen, and I have two options. I know a lot of users out there rely heavily on Google Calendar to create all their events and all their practices and everything they want to do. And so what we've done is made it really easy to integrate your Google Calendar to build out your schedule, if that's what you're using. So first, I'm going to go over how to use that. So I'm going to say, all I'm going to try to do is I already have a Google Calendar built out. And what I want to try to do here is just import those events into my schedule. So I'm going to click on Import Events from Google, and from here I'm going to name my schedule. And again, it's in the Varsity section. I think it's important that you name your schedules, and everyone has a different way to name them. And I could just name it Varsity, but I could have multiple schedules. I could have a Varsity, a JV, a freshman. I could have a Varsity A and a Varsity B, a Varsity Blue and a Varsity Gold. However I want to do that, but it gives you that opportunity to name your schedule. So in this case, I'm just going to name it Varsity. This is a Varsity schedule. What year? And I'm just going to say what year is the event starting in. So right in the beginning of the school here, I'm going to go 2018. It's a fall sport. And then I need this Google Calendar ID. Okay, and it's really easy to find this. Google has changed their format recently. So if you need help, you click on this help button and it shows you some screenshots on how to do this. And this is the old format. There's steps to go through. What I'm going to show you is with the updated calendar, how to go about it. So I am going to flip over to my Google Calendar, and hopefully you can still see this. As you can see, I have a few. I'm going to make my screen a little smaller so you can see everything. Okay. So you see I have a few events already here. I got a 6 p.m. varsity scrimmage, and then on August 6th I have a JV scrimmage at 9 a.m. I have a 7 p.m. home game and a 7 p.m. Away game. So here's my calendar. I'm going to go over here. I get these three little dots. I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to say Settings and Sharing. Click on that. From here, I got to really make sure, this is really important, that this Make Available to Public is checked. So this is a permission. It's usually unchecked by default. So I need to check that, and it's going to say, hey, you're going to share this with the public, and it's going to be available via Google search. Are you okay with this? This is the only way to import your events, though. So if you aren't willing to share your calendar, you're going to have to use the tool to build out your schedule. But if you are, and you say, hey, these are just events that we have going on, and it's okay that someone happens to stumble upon it, then make your calendar available to the public. Okay? So from there, all I need to do is scroll down, and I need to find my calendar ID. So I haven't done anything. I haven't clicked on anything else except make my calendar public. My calendar ID, in this case, is just my email. I'm going to highlight that and then copy it. So I can go right click, copy, and then I'm going to flip back to my screen here. And for Google Calendar ID, I'm going to paste in what my ID was. And then I'm going to hit Fetch Google Events. When I do that, it pulls in all the events that I have. And so you see the 4 events that we had talked about. And I said, yeah, these are all actual game events that I want on there. You know, some people pull in and they have, hey, we have practice at 9 a.m. every day. And those events will get pulled in as well. So you just select what events you want. So I'm going to leave off the scrimmages in this case, and I'm just going to put my actual game events into my schedule. So all I do is select the ones I want, hit add events to calendar, and all of a sudden I have a varsity schedule here. I can add additional events, I can edit it, delete it, or archive it. And when I go and visit my site, I go to varsity, I go to my schedule, and then I see my 2 events. Here's my schedule. And so this is where players and fans and parents would go to actually get the game schedule. And so this is a little bit different than your calendar. Your calendar is going to be used with all your events. So if you do want to promote and let people know, hey, we have lifting every day at 9 a.m. and then once school starts, it goes to 3:30 p.m. And we have a car wash on this Saturday, and we have a fundraiser event on this day, and we have a kickoff banquet on this date. That's where you use your calendar. The schedule is actually for games, and that's how that should be used. And so your information is right here. That's how you use the Google Calendar import to import your game schedules.